welcome back to another Carzone review. This is the new Peugeot 308 and it's the next chapter in the story of the Peugeot brand's move up market. It's also the first Peugeot to wear the brand's new logo. But surely the biggest talking point is just how good this new 308 looks. And it looks like Peugeot might now have the car it needs to take on the titans of the compact class, like the Volkswagen Golf, the Ford Focus and the Toyota Corolla, and even more premium competitors like the Mazda 3 and the BMW 1 Series. It goes on sale from just under €32,000, and in this video we're going to take a closer look inside and outside the car to see what's new, how practical it is, how efficient is it, what it's like to drive, and is it better than the competition. Peugeot has been producing some really great looking cars over the last few years, like the 208 Super Mini and the 2008 and 3008 SUVs. But I think this new 308 really brings it to the next level, more in line with the brand's new upmarket brand positioning. So you could park this new 308 side by side with a Mazda 3 or a BMW 1 Series and it can really hold its own. The new 308 just looks sportier and more aggressive than the car that it replaces. So this is olivine green and it's actually a standard colour, so you don't have to pay for it, which is really good. And it really contrasts well against these new slim LED headlamps, these hook-like daytime running lights, this big impressive new grille with chrome detailing, the big new Peugeot logo which they call the Lion Shield, and then 308 spelled proudly across the bonnet. This new Peugeot 308 is lower than the car it replaces, so it's got this sportier and sleeker silhouette. We have black wing mirror caps, there's also this rear privacy glass, and this Allure model gets these very nice 17-inch diamond cut alloy wheels. Around the back, well, the 308 is just gorgeous. It's got this really sporty stance. I think this is probably the car's best angle. So just to point out some of the features, we have this gloss black trim that connects the rear lights. They have this new claw effect. We've got the large Peugeot Lion Shield. And then down here we have this black diffuser effect in the rear bumper, and then this chrome tailpipe effect, but those are actually fake exhausts. They don't do anything, but they look cool. Inside, the new 308 gets a new cabin design, and right away when you sit inside and close the door, this car feels more upmarket than an Opel Astra or a Ford Focus. It's got this really nice curved design, it's quite avant-garde, looks really well, and all the materials are good quality as well. So there's some nice materials like this fabric in the doors, a little strip of ambient lighting, and this Allure model also gets these part leather seats. So the cabin of 308 has also got a digital upgrade, and we see this evolution of Peugeot's iCockpit interior arrangement, which we talked a little bit about in our 3008 review. So there's this new steering wheel with this squared off design. It feels very good in the hands. And you look over that at the new digital instrument cluster. Really like the graphics of that, and there's a number of different views as well. But like with all these new generation Peugeots, we suggest that you get in behind the wheel and check that this arrangement works for you, because you're looking over the steering wheel at this digital instrument cluster as opposed to through the steering wheel. And for me, I find I have to have the steering wheel quite low to see the dials, and I'm probably sitting a bit higher here than I usually would in a hatchback. So it really is a car that you need to try before you buy. All 308s now get this new 10-inch infotainment screen, and that comes with wireless Apple CarPlay and Android Auto. It looks really well and it's very nice to use. So there's a number of shortcut buttons here to access menus quickly, and you also access the ventilation controls through the system, but it's quite easy to use once you get used to it. This Allure model also gets these new eye toggle switches along this panel, And that's really handy because you can set shortcuts to functions that you use quite regularly in the car. This is a mid-range Allure model, and it's a good compromise between price and equipment. So you get lots of technology features, driver assistance features. There's also a reversing camera. There's wireless smartphone charging and dual zone climate control. This new Peugeot 308 has a slightly longer wheelbase than the car it replaces. Now that's the distance between the front wheels and the back wheels. It's 55 millimeters longer, which doesn't look like much, but it actually means that rear seat passengers get more leg room and knee room than the previous version of the car. Though I would say that this 308 is probably not quite as spacious back here as something like a Volkswagen Golf or a Ford Focus. Headroom is okay as well. So we also get a rear armrest here for our backseat passengers. We have 2 cup holders, a place for a mobile phone, and then there's also a little ski hatch so you can load longer items. We also have air vents here for rear seat passengers. There's 2 USB ports for charging devices, and then we have Isofix on the 2 outer seats. The 308 has a 412 litre boot, which is very good for this class of vehicle, and it should suit the needs of most families. Now, there's no 2-position floor like in the Astra, for example, but this lip is not too high and this is also quite low, so it's easy to move things in and out of the boot. You can also let down the rear seats if you need more space, and it's also good to know that the 308 is available as an estate car, so if you need a bigger, more practical boot, there's always that option as well. The new 308 goes on sale with petrol and diesel engines, and there's also a new hybrid option, and we can expect a full electric version by the end of 2023. Now, interestingly, Peugeot has dropped the manual gearbox from the 308 range, so it's now exclusively automatic, which is something that traditionally we associate with premium cars, so no surprises there. And they are becoming more widespread now with the rise in hybrid and electric cars. What I'm driving here is the 1.2 litre turbo petrol with 130 horsepower, and it comes with an 8-speed automatic gearbox. It's the most affordable entry into the 308 range, and I think it's a great option for this car. So it's got just 130 horsepower, but it offers lively performance and all those gear shifts are smooth as well. It's also efficient for what it is, being a petrol automatic. My average consumption is about 6.3 litres per 100 kilometres. But if you do a lot of motorway driving, you'll still probably want to look at that 1.5 litre diesel with 130 horsepower. There are 2 new plug-in hybrids. One has 180 horsepower and the other has 225 horsepower, but they are the most expensive of the range. But if you do a lot of town driving, for example, or perhaps a short commute, then they can be a good option because you can plug them in, charge them and drive them electric for up to 60 kilometres. This new 308 is a lovely car to spend time in. The handling is nice, it's not particularly sporty biased, but it's fine, and I think the best thing about this car is just how comfortable it is and how refined it is on the move. So from behind the wheel, it is quite a high-end driving experience. Should you buy this car? Well, the 308 clearly got the memo that Peugeot was moving their brand up market, because the way this car looks, the way it drives, and the finish of the interior make it now much more unique and exclusive than it was before. There's also a great range of engines available, including those new hybrids. Now, the 308 might still struggle to convince premium car buyers to ditch the keys of their BMW or Audi, but this is still a really good alternative to other high-end hatchbacks like the Volkswagen Golf and the Mazda 3. So I think it's fair to say that this new Peugeot 308 is one of the most stylish and high quality hatchbacks you can buy. Please click subscribe to stay up to date with all our latest videos. Remember, you can find more Peugeots for sale like this 308 on Carzone.ie, Ireland's trusted motoring marketplace. And what do you think of this new Peugeot 308? Would you have this over an Opel Astra or a Volkswagen Golf? Leave a comment and let us know.